Hey y'all, Ally Venable here, and you're listening to Rock Paper Podcast.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Scissors beat paper, paper covers rock. Rock beats scissors, Shane covers non-stop. Never know what new kind of guest that he's got coming at you. Live and direct on the spot, could be rock, folk, country, or hip-hop, jazz. All kind of folks that he has. Could be an artist or a comedian to make you laugh on the
Rock Paper Podcast.
double-decker fudge round, rolling round town. Shane coming at you live and direct from ground zero. He's your hero, he's your bestie. Rock Paper Podcast with Shane Presley.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Hey everybody, Shane Presley here, Rock Paper Podcast, coming to you from St. Louis, Missouri. Hanging out today on Zoom with Ally Venable.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yeah, welcome to the show. This is very cool. I wanted to start this by I guess formally and properly saying thank you. Hopefully you remember, but 2019, I was throwing my birthday show.
St. Louis.
Yeah, in St. Louis here at Broadway Oyster Bar. And Amanda Fish, Tony Campanella, and Odds Lane. And you were just down the street at Old Rock House.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I was bummed that I couldn't go to your show because it happened to fall on the same night that I already had a show booked. And so it was a real bummer, but I was like, well, let's make the best of this and see if Ally wants to come down and party with us after her show, since we were going late night. And you
crashed the party.
yeah. You jumped up there, and I got some pictures of you jamming with Tony on stage, and that was so cool. That was like, I mean, everybody in the bar stopped and like turned like, who is that? And what is going on up there? You know, it's like, it was just like such a cool moment. It was a great night. And of course, it was a very memorable birthday party. So thank you for being a part of it.
Fun. Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me. Yeah. I texted Amanda and I was like, hey, is it still happening? Like, or is it still going on? She's like, yeah, you should come. Oh, there's my dog again. Guys, sit down. I'm sorry. But yeah, I texted Amanda and I was like, hey, like, is it okay if I like come hang out? And she's like, yeah, of course, come. And so I showed up, and it was a really fun time. And yeah, I was playing at the Old Rock House in St. Louis, which was a really fun show too. So yeah, it was really cool.
yeah, I love everybody over there at Old Rock House, and I know they're working on some things with some of your friends. I just announced a couple of shows that they're, except for they're not doing it at Old Rock House, they're doing it at a Chesterfield amphitheater, a little outside of town. But they got announced a couple of shows coming up with Devon, Allman, and Samantha Fish. So
great, cool.
So we're sort of getting back into the swing of things. A couple of outdoor shows popping up and stuff.
That's
awesome. But yeah, anyway, I just great people over there, and been really super supportive of the show and everything I've been a part of. So I'm really thankful that having Old Rock House as a friend like that. So. But yeah, anyway, so thank you for doing that again. And big shout out to Amanda, and Tony for, that was, I don't know. I was just looking at some of those pictures, and I was just like, man, what a night. Like, and of course, like, it really hits because, like, of course, not long after that, everything shut down. So it was like, it really makes me miss going out to Broadway Oyster Bar and getting to hang out with my friends like that and do that kind of stuff. Cause it's been way too long now.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so I've been following you for quite a while through some of this stuff, and like I said, I wanted to come see the show because I hadn't been able to see you properly play a show yet. So but it hasn't happened yet. But like I said, I've been following along through the internet and watching some of the videos and listening to the records. And what's fun about this show for me is it kind of allows me this opportunity to sit and have a conversation, talk about some of these records and all this stuff, and get to know a little bit more about you. But I guess you are at your home in Texas. Is that right?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here in Texas right now.
Yeah. Were you all hit by all
Yeah,
the
the snow, we got like 8 inches of snow. It was, and fortunately we were okay with all the snow where we lived. Like our electricity didn't go out, and we didn't have any like crazy water issues. We had like water pressure issues and stuff like that, but we were very fortunate and to be able to have those things. And a lot of people in Texas did not. It's been really crazy, and I think people are starting to now finally recover from all the snow stuff. It was crazy.
Yeah.
But, my dog, as you see, he's a Siberian Husky, and so he loved being outside in the snow. Like he was in his natural habitat.
Yeah, for sure. I saw something on somebody posted a Facebook thing or whatever, and it got kind of shared around, but it was like this same guy, probably a husky, and sitting outside in the snow, and it was like, yes, he's fine. Yes, he doesn't want to come inside. Also like he'd rather be out there than coming inside. So it was, but it just made me laugh because that some people think it's cruel, but it's like he loves it. So
yeah.
But yeah, no, there's my dogs don't want nothing to do with it though. They I got
what
a
kind
little.
of dog do you have?
I have a beagle, and she's like 16 years old, and I have a pit boxer mix puppy. She's like about 7 now, or 6 years old now, and but they're a lot of fun. But Belle, my beagle, she's like, especially if it gets a couple inches of snow, she's got to like kind of hop around in it, trying to, she
make her way back to the house.
Yeah, dragging her belly in it and stuff. So, but yeah, it was pretty brutal around here for a while. We were like, we had like a record cold for, I think there was like something like 14 days in a row. It was like negative temperatures or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was like
pretty crazy.
Yeah. So it was a record winter for us up here in St. Louis area. So, but yeah, it was enough about the weather. But so take me back a little bit. Like I guess I know you've been doing this professionally. Since like 14 or something like that?
Probably around that time. Yeah. I started to sing at a really young age. Like in my church, when I was in church choir, there was like a kids choir at my church, and that's where I was introduced to singing. And my grandma actually was a really good singer, and she kind of taught me how to sing. And when I was around 11 or 12 years old, I wanted to just play the guitar just for fun, like for my family and friends, just like at gatherings or, just when everybody's coming to hang out, just to play like a couple songs that like people knew, just for fun. And then I just really like took hold of it, and I really loved it. I thought it was really fun to do.
Yeah.
And when I first started playing music, I geared more towards like a country music. I really loved Miranda Lambert and Carrie Underwood and Bonnie Raitt, and I even loved I still love those artists, but I even loved Pink, people like that, because I was a 12-year-old girl in Texas.
Sure.
Music, but what got me into like the music that I'm in now, which is like blues rock oriented guitar slinging music, was hearing Stevie Ray Vaughan for the first time. And at the time that I heard Stevie, I didn't know a whole lot about guitar and like, the whole guitar thing. I didn't know, I wasn't like, I didn't really expose myself to that. So I noticed Stevie's voice, like that's what drew me to him. It was like this wispy but really strong and unique type of singing voice. And then later on, I found out he was known for his guitar playing.
Right.
So I wanted to kind of emulate that and have some of his songs and put that in my set and just see if I can do that. And that's kind of my goal with my music is to introduce people that don't really know a whole lot about blues or guitar music, or that, that sort of thing into the genre and into it like Stevie did for me. So that's kind of like a background where I started, my musical journey. And then eventually, I formed a band and started playing shows throughout high school and festivals, and started touring and going out of state. And these last couple of years, I've been fortunate enough to go to Europe and tour over there, and play and see all these different places. So it's been, and meet a lot of really cool people, made a lot of great friends and musicians, and it's just been awesome. So
yeah. I think it's interesting, kind of like you were saying about Stevie. There's definitely been some of those guys and girls throughout the years, or you of course you buy the record and you listen to the song and you hear the voice and you're like, yeah, okay, I like their singing voice, but then you don't realize oh, that was them on guitar or what, sometimes until you either see them live or dig into some of the liner notes. But for me, George Thorogood was one of those guys. I didn't realize George Thorogood played a lot of those guitar parts that he was finding. I just kind of thought maybe he had a lead guitar player in the band or something. But I saw him live and he can still play guitar. So it was a lot of fun to see him live. And but yeah, like I said, when you're just listening to the music or even some of the music videos, they don't always do it. They're not always playing the guitar.
It's not always the forefront. Right.
So sometimes it's kind of hard to tell, but yeah, Stevie Ray Vaughan's definitely a great, especially Texas, is a great artist to definitely be influenced by, and which is cool, getting into talking about your new record, Heart of Fire. You do a little SRV tribute on there also. So that was
that was cool. Really fun to do. I had the honor of recording with Jim Gaines, which he's produced so many great artists. He's worked with Journey. He's worked with Carlos Santana. He's worked with George Thorogood as well. He's worked with Steve Miller. I think he worked on his Fly Like an Eagle.
Nice.
He also did Stevie Ray Vaughan's Instep record, which has Riviera Paradise on it. And it was just really cool to get to work with him. And I wanted Stevie, as a big part in my playing and why I play the guitar. And so I wanted to kind of showcase that on the album, or pay some sort of tribute to him on the album. And we had done this song. I've been doing this song for since I first started learning about Stevie and playing shows live. It's a song that has evolved over time. And so I wanted to, it's kind of a mix of Lenny and a little bit of Riviera Paradise, and maybe, just some of Stevie's, some nuances and just different Stevie inspired licks on the song, while still trying to grasp my sound and the band sound. And it's a really fun tune, and we did it as a one take, and Jim was really thrilled with it, and he told us a story about how he recorded Riviera Paradise with Stevie and how it reminded him of that moment, which was really cool to hear that from Jim. And he said that theirs was a one take, and he said that they were recording on tape at the time, and so there was only 8 minutes left on the tape that they were recording, and he was trying, and there was only a few minutes left while they were playing the song, and he was trying to wave off somebody in the group, because they're like, you're running out of time. And finally somebody got Stevie's attention, and they ended the song, and right when they ended the song was when it ended. So
nice.
Yeah. So it was cool. He had so many cool stories like that while we were recording, and it was just fun to hear. So
yeah. No, I'm a nerd for all that stuff, that rock and roll trivia and all that kind of stuff. Just I love hearing those stories, and I love getting to talk. I've been fortunate enough to meet a lot of incredible people, and just one of my favorites I got to record one of these podcasts with Radio Rich Dalton, who is one of our longest running rock DJs here in St. Louis. And of course he was helped like start KSHE here in St. Louis, and like of course all the stuff like that. And so he was like telling me stories about hanging out with Stevie Nicks and and all these kind of things. Like it's like these just cool moments where you're like, man, who's got stories like that? Well, apparently Radio Rich Dalton has stories like that. So those are all just like really fun to catch those, like especially firsthand from somebody that lived it and stuff. So
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, that was a very cool moment for sure, getting to spend the studio with him and make that happen. But I want to share the title track, Heart of Fire. You just recorded a music video to go along with this, and I think it's kind of cool the way you're telling your story about being a young girl wanting to play guitar, and of course that's sort of the message in the music video as well. There, so I'm guessing you borrowed from some real life stories to kind of put that together.
Yeah, when I write songs, I try to write about what goes in my life or something that I think that can relate to other people, because that's what music is for, is to relate and to feel and to have feelings and to know it's okay. And we're not all perfect,
right?
But we can all get through whatever we're going through. And so I think that's what the song is about, is having that light in you. It may go dim a little bit, but it's never going to go out, and you can let it shine. Yeah. So that's what the song is about.
Yeah.
Dad, this is the one I really want.
Are you sure? It's a lot of hard work.
This is what I really want to do.
Okay.
Into
in your shadow. Go ahead, you can try. Just know that when you do it, you lose every time. Every time. Just wait till our life is hard to find. You can't burn it out. Just wait till our life is hard to find. You can't take it out. Watch the flames get higher. On this hard to find. On this hard to
Yeah, but it was cool to see. Like I said, there's a young girl in the picking up her first guitar, I assume, in the video, and
My dad is actually the dad in the music video. That's my actual dad.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Very cool.
And then we had, friends of ours, their kids, I wanted them to be involved in the video. And it shows different, their stories as well, and we have a girl, that, strikes out, but, playing, baseball, but she keeps with it. And as she gets older, she hits like the home run and everybody's, excited, and she
Right.
her goal. And there's also a girl on there that, does karate and hits the board, and, it's everybody's individual story, and everybody is lighting each other's candle and helping their flame pass. And basically everybody's in it together. And then, at the end of the video, it's big. I'm in this big heart of fire, at the end.
Right.
So it's pretty fun.
Yeah, definitely. But so what's how'd you talk Dad into being an actor in the video?
Oh, he wanted to be in it.
He wanted, yeah, that was his idea.
No, I asked him to. I was like, could you be in the video? I think it would be cool for that scene. It's like a young, it's a young me wanting to play the guitar, and that's my actual story. I was young, I wanted to play guitar, and he's encouraged me and been there for me, and still to this day. So I thought it was neat to have him in the video.
Sure. Did he play at all? Does he?
No, he played a little bit in high school and stuff, but nothing like too crazy. We actually started taking lessons together, and we were actually learning guitar together. And then after a while, I kind of surpassed him and kind of dropped out a little bit.
Yeah.
But he found other areas to be involved, with my music. So that's good.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm kind of right there. I tried it. I didn't try guitar yet, but I think it would be fun to apply myself, maybe try to take a lesson or two and see what I can.
Fun. It's fun. Once you get past your fingers hurting, it's fun.
Right. But I think it was sixth grade. There was a kind of an open audition thing for a band. We, anybody that wanted to do it could come and try out. And I remember picking the cornet just because of something. And I tried it, and I was not good. And and I remember my band teacher basically saying either you can keep practicing and get better, or you can go back to gym class. And I'm all right, well, I'll see you later. And
back to gym.
Yeah. So I was much better at, football and basketball and all the sports through school and stuff. So, but the same
cello cool.
Was that a cello?
Cello. Yeah. I couldn't play it now, but I did. And when I was until I was a junior in high school, 6th grade to junior. Yeah. Sorry, a sophomore.
Yeah. But I'm the same, I just really didn't, I knew music, wasn't really my thing of cause playing, but I was I knew found my role as like a fan and as a,
Be a music lover.
yeah, for sure. And a promoter and doing all, I mean, I do like, I tell everybody about all of my favorite bands and like, so I do a whole lot around music, but just never been, but I do, it's like a bucket list thing for me. I'd love to write a song and, so that's kind of, I'd love to get into that, but for me, it's like, it's hard for me to sit down and everybody else's lyrics come out when I try to write something,
Yeah, there's different approaches to writing songs, and what I found is there's not one right way to write a song. There's so many different ways to come up with a tune. From starting with like a guitar riff or a melody that you have in your head, lyrics, a title, a message. There's so many angles and different ways to branch off of. So.
Yeah,
I do.
when so for this record, you wrote every song except for I guess the Bill Withers cover.
Yeah, so I did. I wrote and co-wrote all the songs except for the Bill Withers tune and the Bessie Smith tune,
Right.
which is Hateful Blues.
Okay.
And then the Stevie Ray Vaughan, it's mine, but it's still kind of inspired by Stevie. There's still some Stevie stuff in there, but
Sure.
But yeah, I wrote most of the album except for like 2 songs,
Yeah.
and I co-wrote Road to Nowhere with Devon Allman, and I co-wrote Bring on the Pain and Hard Change with Lance Lopez. So we wrote those together, and I wrote the rest of them.
Nice. So when do you find that you kind of have a knack for the words too, writing all these lyrics and things? Does that come to you pretty early on also?
It just depends on the song. Sometimes the songs can like go quick. Like I can write a song really fast, and other songs it takes me a while to like finish, or I'll start a song and then I'll have something like in my phone that I've recorded previously that I'm like, oh, that'll be perfect to put with this, or it honestly just depends.
Right.
It's the timeline on the songs are just them, like they're their own. So,
yeah. But you were you finding yourself writing original songs as a young girl though? I mean, like same when you started guitar.
Well, my mom actually found an old like note or like paper of like my first song that I wrote, and I think I was like, I want to say I was in like the 2nd grade, or like I was really young, and it didn't make sense at all. But I was inspired, to write songs, I guess, when I was little, and I really loved making stories and reading stories and that creative thing when I was really young. So I guess so.
Yeah. That's some of my favorite stuff though. The storytelling in music, and of course, like some of them is like of course a story in like 3 minutes, it's like, but I love that kind of those songwriters that can do that kind of stuff like that. And
and it can mean more than one story too to somebody else.
Oh yeah.
And also when you listen to songs, you could listen to and it can mean one thing at this moment in time, but time could pass and you can listen to it a couple of years later and it can mean a totally different thing at that moment too, which
there's a guy I'm a massive fan of, and I talk about him a lot, but guy Will Hogue out of Nashville now, and he just very prolific writer, has been writing more country music and stuff, but he has a lot of rock stuff too. But his he wrote a song, Even If It Breaks Your Heart, that Eli Young band cut and went number 1 on country radio. And but he's got a song called Strong that actually got picked up in be a Chevy commercial for a while there.
Cool.
And that's that same case with that song. I remember hearing that and like, and I just the first time I heard it, I was like, man, that's a great song already. But then like my grandfather passed a couple of years after I heard it, and like then it like totally changed, and like it really resonated. Every time I hear it now, I think of him, and because it's about that blue collar, 40-hour week, hardworking guy, American guy and stuff. And that was my grandfather for sure. So, so definitely, I know what you're saying about how songs can totally change just in time. So still the same lyrics, but now they have a totally different meaning to me and stuff. And, so that's always a really cool thing. You mentioned working with Devon Allman. He's become a good buddy of mine over the years. Obviously, living here in St. Louis area and stuff. And I've been following his career for quite a while, and it was cool to see you two link up on this track called "Road to Nowhere." And of course, music video also available for this one. He lended his guitar playing and his vocals to this track. So, and he said co-wrote with you. So
It's always on my mind what we lose and leave behind. Been driving too long, this road I'm riding on. All you do is just pretend everything's fine, get your worries out of your mind. I can't give you more, no more. I can't kick this to the floor, no matter how much you and I both know. Why do we keep riding this road to nowhere? Why do we keep riding this road to nowhere? I can't give you more, no more. I can't kick this to the floor. I just can't give you any more. You say take my hand, I'm off in another land. The one saving grace is the memories that we chase. It's always on my mind what we lose and leave behind. Been driving too long, this road that I'm riding on. Why do we keep riding this road to nowhere? Why do we keep riding this road to nowhere? I can't give you more, no more. I can't kick this to the floor, no matter how much you and I both know.
this is one of my favorites on the record for sure. It's just, it's a fun sing along kind of, I'll enjoy the chorus there and stuff, but,
Thank you.
I think we've all kind of been there, where you kind of feel like you're on that road to nowhere.
Yep. Yeah. I met Devon when I opened for him when he was with his Devon Allman project group, when he came to Texas, and I opened for him in Texas, and that's where we connected. And he's just been an awesome mentor and friend, and someone I could go to for advice when I needed, and just an awesome person.
Yeah.
And I was just showing him a couple of my songs, and he was like, Ally, this one is just this one's great. He's like, I want to produce this song. Let me produce this song. And I was like, let's do it. That would be awesome. And so I brought him the song in the studio, and I had written it, and he put his element to the song, and changed a few things, and it just brought it to a whole way. I had a vision of where I wanted the song to be, and he brought it exactly to where I thought it could go, plus more. And he just added so many cool things. He added the harmonics in the song, and he added the guitar solo, of course, and just the overall vibe of the song. He brought in some really great musicians. Cody Dickinson's playing on the drums on this track, and the North Mississippi All Stars. Landon Moore's playing on the bass. There's so many great artists on the track, and he just had so many cool ideas for it, and I'm just super thrilled with how it turned out, and the video turned out awesome too. So.
Yeah. Yeah, very
it's just me driving down the road to nowhere.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. Who's is that a friend of yours truck or somebody? Yeah.
It's one of my dad's friends. It's one of his trucks, and actually for the video we put the truck on a trailer bed.
Right.
So I'm not actually driving the truck.
All right.
So we have a truck pulling the truck that I'm in.
Well, Hollywood magic right there.
Yeah. And it was hot. It was that day we had recorded midday, 2-3 o'clock during the day. And the sun was literally beaming at us. And I was just sweating so much, but it was good. It was fun.
Yeah.
And the truck had no AC. So I had a leather jacket on. So very fun.
Yeah. That turned out really nice. And of course, Devon ripping the solo there on the waterfront and stuff. So
yes, it was a really pretty shot.
Yeah. But so check those out again. You can find Ally Venable on YouTube and find those videos and stuff. So, again, Heart on Fire, or Heart of Fire. Man, why I'm having a hard time there. Heart of Fire, available everywhere you get your music at, and you can get you got vinyl copies and
yes, I do. I have vinyls, and I sign all of them. Or the ones that you get from my website, I sign them.
Yeah, AllyVenableBand.com. You can purchase it directly from Ally, or and also you can find all your tour dates. You are looking to hit the road here shortly with the band, right?
Yes, I'm really excited about that. Most of our shows are going to be in Texas and in Florida, because those are the main states that are open right now. Mm-hmm. And we do have a show in Alabama and Illinois. Yeah. So
coming to Knuckleheads, that's one of my favorite spots.
Yes, Knuckleheads. Yes, I'm excited about that. It's going to be really fun. I'm excited to see all my friends in Kansas City, and it's going to be really, really fun. And I'm looking forward to finally playing a few shows and kind of getting back on the road, and everybody hearing the album. I recorded this album in February of last year, so it was a whole year before I could put it out. So I'm excited to finally put it out.
Yeah, I think there's it's gonna be a great year for records, because I'm sure there's a lot of people.
There's gonna be a lot of music, which is awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, so hitting the road, and I was thinking I had a couple of questions for you. I was like, I was wondering about when you jumping in the van or bus, and what's your go-to road snack? What's Ally load up?
Well, I've been trying to eat really good here
Right.
lately. Like this last month, I've been trying to like stay away from bad stuff. But
Sure.
when I'm on the road, and I try, but it's hard with like 3 other guys and they're just snacking on everything. I really love like spicy food, so I'll get like Takis. I don't know if you
Okay.
know those. I
Yeah.
love Takis or like hot Cheetos. Those are like really bad for you, but they're like also really good. So that's like probably my go-to, and maybe some like trail mix or something while I'm like
Yeah.
on, on the road.
Sure. There's
And,
locally
like energy drinks, because we need like Monsters and like Red Bulls. Like those are always in the van. So
yeah. I locally we have Red Hot Riplets.
okay.
They're not quite. I don't know if they're like super hot, like as far as like Takis, but but they're great
They're
flavor.
that brown.
Yeah. So you should next time you roll through the Midwest here in St. Louis area and stuff,
I get them.
check out some Red Hot Riplets. But they also have like this like seasoning. It's just the chip seasoning, but it's like for cooking and stuff. And like I put that on like
Sometimes you can mix it with things. Oh my gosh.
yeah, I put it on chicken or whatever. It's awesome. So but yeah, I enjoy that kind of stuff. It's one of my favorite things. Like I'm just I love junk food, but so it's like whenever I go
Don't
to
we all?
yeah, when I go to a gas station, I always like to like try to dig out some kind of different bag of chips or a different snack that I've never had before, and like just
Those are my go-to. I really like those.
yeah,
And occasionally I'll try to get some fruit or something.
sure, yeah, you got it. You got it.
When I was in California for in Anaheim, I did a show. I did a thing with Gibson. It was like a Gibson showcase at the Anaheim Convention Center, and Billy Gibbons was there, and he actually gave me his signature hot sauce.
Oh yeah,
We've been enjoying that, and like a funny story about that. He had given it to me, and we were like flying back from California back to Texas, and I had the hot sauce was in my backpack, and I didn't realize that it was too big to carry because it was a glass container. It wasn't opened. It was just too big to carry in my backpack. So I had to get one of my band members' suitcases that he was going to carry on and borrow it and check that so I could keep the hot sauce that he gave me, because I was like, there's no way I can throw this away. This is like a memory, So I had to like check this whole bag for this little hot sauce that I couldn't take in my backpack to check. So
Devon has some hot sauce also.
yes, he does, and I need to ask him to send me some.
Yeah,
I know he has some, and he cooks a lot. He's a really good chef.
Yeah.
He always see his stuff on Instagram of him like cooking these crazy meals.
Yeah.
I was like, you need to have a cookbook, Devon. People would buy that. I would buy that.
Right, for sure. Yeah, that how cool is that though? Getting to hang with Billy Gibbons. That
was a really cool experience. There were only like 3 3 backstage rooms at the convention center, and they basically just like piled everybody in, and I got in a room with Billy Gibbons and then Lizzie Hale from Hailstorm, which was really cool.
Yeah,
I got to talk to her, and she was like super nice. So, but yeah, that was a really cool experience.
yeah. Billy, I always ZZ Top came to St. Louis, played this like smaller arena outside of town called Family Arena, and they I guess they had the day off in St. Louis, and they went to the zoo, and Billy starts telling this story, and was such a simple story, but of course, when Billy shares it, it just sounds way cooler than it, like. And he's like, he's saying that yeah, we went to the zoo and they got this mama anteater and they got this daddy anteater.
With his deep voice, yeah.
And now they got some baby anteater. And I'm like, I was just like, I was just like, what a cool story about a baby anteater. Like, just like sounds way better in that voice, so. But no, I'm glad I got to see those guys doing it too. They were one of my favorite groups of all time for sure. So my buddy, I don't know, not really, well, not really buddy. I'm a fan of his. I use the term loosely, I guess, but Josh Adam Myers does this podcast, The 500, that I really been digging, and he goes through Rolling Stone's 500 greatest albums of all time, and he recently had Billy on as a guest to
cool.
to go through. I'm blanking on which record it was now, but he got to. So it was just cool to like listen to Billy talk about creating the record and everything, and how they kind of found the sounds for that album and stuff. And so it was really really a neat record and a neat podcast. Yeah,
definitely an inspiration for sure.
Yeah. Well, you're kind of doing this podcast stuff a little bit. You're doing your Texas Honey Sundays on Facebook Live.
Mm-hmm. It's really fun doing those.
Yeah.
But yeah, I started them. I started doing those like at the beginning of March because I had a whole Europe tour that I was supposed to do, before all this COVID stuff happened, and I had to cancel all of my touring. And so did everybody else. Everybody else was like posting, postponed tour, canceled tour, like everybody. And
Right.
And it was crazy. And it was really sad, that all that was happening. And so I'm grateful to have social media, especially right now, because it's such a great way to interact with everybody and keep up with everybody and talk to everybody, especially in the blues scene and in the like blues community. It's like a whole really big family, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to do something super chill, kind of like this, just we're talking and just hanging out with the fans and talking about music. And I know a lot of, I've met a lot of different people along the way since I've been doing this. And I have a lot of really good friends that aren't doing anything.
Right.
So I figured I would just ask and just see if they'd be into it, and they were. And it's just been a really, really fun experience. Also getting to know my friends a little more, and also having our fans interact with it as well. Just a conversation and just a little bit of music here and there, and just something to take people's minds off of the craziness that's happening in the world, just for 45 to an hour.
Sure.
Just fun, relaxing, and just hanging basically with us. So it's been really fun.
Yeah. What's so do you think you're going to keep it going even after tour starts up and stuff?
We'll see, because touring is really crazy, and I love being on the road and staying busy. So I definitely want to keep it going when I'm not playing shows, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But we will see.
Yeah.
I want to keep it going, but we'll see how that plays out with all of that, if shows do come back, which I hope they do. But I also don't think that live streaming, that aspect of shows, is going to go away either. I think it's going to be more incorporated within the normal touring show life, because people I've found really like convenience. Everybody likes convenience. So and live streaming is very convenient to people. So I feel like, again, it's gonna just be a part of the show experience.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it'll be continue, but it'll never replace going to a live show.
No, it's not going to replace an actual live show where the drum is hitting the kick drum is hitting your chest, and the speakers, everybody's around, and it's just the vibe, and it's not going to replace that.
Yeah.
So
I've been thankful that we do have some of those. There's nights where my friends, like playing a show in town, and like I just couldn't make it, or for whatever reason. So it's kind of nice to peek in on the show from the phone while you're sitting on the couch. Catch the live stream. But it's like, for me, it's like I would so much rather be there. Yeah. So it's nice, the convenience of it, but. Nothing will replace that energy that's created in that room. And
I agree.
So, I kind of fell into this too, like not really, obviously from the pandemic, but, I had friends in music, and I was like, we'll start talking to them. I was listening to podcasting a lot of the time, and a buddy suggested, anybody want to do a podcast? And I'm like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. And so we started this thing, and like I had no idea that I would be as passionate about it as I am. But I'm still doing this show nearly 7 years now, and like I have a lot of fun just getting to meet people all over the world and talking music and all kinds of stuff. So maybe you might have found your new passion, your new hobby, along with guitar playing and everything else. But it's just cool. Like you're saying, it's kind of fun to connect with people and just
I'll be like Joe Rogan, but with a guitar.
Yeah, there you go.
Hair.
Yeah,
and actual hair.
Right. Yeah. I joke about Rogan all the time. I was like, I just need some of that Joe Rogan money.
Yeah,
he's doing all right now. He's got that Spotify deal and stuff. He's doing okay. Will you let's play one more song, and you released this one out as a single, and this features a young man by the name of Kenny Wayne Shepherd, and this song's called "Bring On the Pain."
Have you even stopped to think about if we will ever work it out? Sometimes it feels like it's all too late. Every time we try to make amends, we find ourselves falling back again. Maybe someday we'll find a way. I know what's best for me, and our love will set these hearts free. No matter what's going on, my love won't change. Bring on the pain.
how crazy is that? That's super cool to get Kenny to play on the track.
Yeah, it was a really big honor to have him, on the album. I met him he's one of my heroes. So to, be friends with him is crazy. And I met him at a festival. I played in Nevada, however you want to say it. And he was the headliner that night, and I was playing like during the day, and we had sound checked and we were just hanging out backstage, and he came up and he was like, "Are you that girl that plays on Bluesville? I hear you all the time." And I was like, "I think so." And he's like, "Well, you're really great, you're awesome." I was like, "Well, thank you." And he asked me what time I was playing, and I told him, and I didn't expect him to show up because I was playing at 1, and he was like the headliner, so. But he's like, "I'm gonna go to the hotel and freshen up, and then I'll come back and watch y'all." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And I look over to my right, and he's like actually there. He's actually sitting. He sat and watched our whole set, which was really cool for somebody like him to just take time and just come and just watch
Right.
our set, which it was very nice of him to do that. And
Did you get nervous or?
yes, it's Kenny Wayne Shepherd.
Yeah.
I got a little nervous, but it just made me play. It made me play a little harder. It made me
Right.
get more into the show.
Sure.
And,
Watch this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's also Kenny Wayne Shepherd. So. But it was really cool, and we just became friends and connected after that. And I wanted to see if he wanted to be on the album. He's like, "Yeah, sure." And he just brought the song to a whole new level, and I couldn't be more happy with how it turned out.
Yeah. I love that kind of stuff though, especially in a festival setting like that. I've gone to several, and I usually try to get up front, but you can kind of look to the sides of the stage, and you catch every now and then you catch somebody back there that you recognize that's sitting on the side of the stage jamming along and watching their friends play. And I mean, I think that's the coolest part, and I think that's probably why a lot of artists love doing those festivals, because they get to, it's their one couple times a year they get to see their friends out playing, because usually if you're on the road and you're doing this thing, you don't get to see.
You don't really get to see anybody that
Right.
you're friends with. And I also got to meet Beth Hart at that festival too, which she is an amazing person as well, and just super down to earth and just super nice. So it was cool to get to meet her.
Yeah, very nice. Will you again grab a copy of the record Heart of Fire at allyvenableband.com and follow along with Ally on your Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. Get plugged in on the socials there, and of course subscribe to YouTube for more videos and stuff. But obviously it's a big deal getting this record out and hitting the road. And but do you have some other things you're looking forward to for 2021, or got some other goals you still to check off that bucket list and stuff?
Well, I guess one of my goals is just to continue to play shows once they become more available again, and just keep fueling the fire and keep going.
Yeah.
Keep writing songs, keep improving myself. Hi.
Yeah.
My dog again. Just keep working on my craft, stuff like that. I just like to keep going and keep trying and working hard. So that's what I would say I would look forward to, is just to keep working hard at it.
How I imagine, obviously you watching some of these people coming up playing guitar, like you're saying, and now you getting to be on stage. Do you get all kinds of young girls saying that you inspired them to play, or
It's been really cool to kind of see that. I've had, a lot of parents bring their like young girls to the show, and they have like they'll like bring like their guitar out and show me their guitars and or pictures of them with their guitars, and it's really cool to be seen in that light by somebody younger, and it's really cool to inspire somebody else to want to do this, to play music. And yes, I've seen that, and it's a really good feeling.
Yeah, that I can imagine. Like I've gotten to do a little bit of just a glimpse of it, and it always makes you feel good, of course. And I've tried to be some sort of a mentor to some of these people who want to start podcasts and stuff, and so all that kind of stuff feels good. But like to look out in the crowd and see some young girl like that's what I want to do. Like
Yeah.
I would be really neat for sure. So but yeah, I got a couple questions, Ally, and then I'll let you get out of here. I've been having fun asking some of these. What's for you? What's a song that always gets stuck in your head?
Goodness.
You have one that you been singing a lot lately, or anything?
Well, it just depends on the day, I guess.
Yeah.
Or, what's that song? It's like, I don't know who it's by. It's like, na 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 na. Hey, what's going on?
Four Non-Blondes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That one has been stuck in my head.
it's a great song. That's one of my go-to karaoke songs.
Hi, what's stuck in your head? Oh my Hi, sit down. He likes to jump on me, but that would probably be one that gets stuck in my head a lot.
Oh yeah,
Start thinking about it.
great song. This is a new one I recently started asking in here, but if you could and this is a past or present, if you had an opportunity to invite a couple people over for like a dream dinner, like who would be some of those?
Dream dinner.
Yeah,
what would be served at the dream dinner?
Right. You can pick I'll let you pick the dish, and who's on the guest list.
So is it like people that have passed?
Sure. Yeah. It's a dream,
Well, okay. So first the dish would probably have to be, some sort of sushi or sashimi dish, because that's my favorite, thing. I actually had that tonight. That would be the dish. I would probably have Stevie Ray Vaughan. I would have Jimi Hendrix. I would have. Those would be the top two.
Yeah.
BB King. Maybe Albert King too.
There you go.
Just people like that. Eating sushi with me. That'd be great.
Yeah. I heard Dave Grohl and the Foo Fighters on Stern the other day, and Dave's telling a story about hanging at Paul McCartney's house, and Taylor Swift was there, and they were playing piano together, and I'm just like, what a cool, man, that's the party I want to be at. Like if I just be a fly on the wall in that party.
Mm-hmm. That'd be really cool.
Yeah. All right. So if the day comes, there's an Ally Venable biopic. Who would you like to see cast to play you in the movie version?
A movie?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know who would. I don't know what actress would I look like.
Yeah. You don't ever get that? People say you look like somebody?
Maybe like who's that? I'm sorry, my dog keeps interrupting. We're trying to keep him away from but we're failing miserably.
Yeah.
Probably I don't know.
I think he thinks it's his turn for this interview.
He's like, pay attention to me.
Yeah.
Maybe Nina Dobrev. I think that's what her name is.
Yeah.
She's the character for Vampire Diaries. She has long hair. Maybe her.
Can Can she play
But I don't-
guitar?
I don't know. I'll have to think about that one.
All right. We'll see what we can figure out. But all right. So what about if there was is there a movie or TV show you wish you were in? Is there like a certain world that you would love to live in?
Oh, well, my favorite Netflix series that I have watched is Black Mirror, and like all of the crazy stuff that happens in Black Mirror, I feel like could happen eventually to us in the near future, and so I think I would go in that world because
All right.
it's very interesting.
Yeah.
Which we're probably gonna get there anyway.
Yeah. I'll have to check that out. I've heard good things. I haven't actually watched
You
that
should
one.
watch it. It's crazy. Like it's stuff that you're like that could actually happen.
Sure.
That could actually happen. So
Yeah.
get ready to get mind blown when you watch it.
I've been watching WandaVision. That's I've been really enjoying that series.
WandaVision?
Yeah, it's from the Marvel universe. It's
Okay.
on Disney Plus right now, and but it's a unique way of telling superhero story because like it's centered around Scarlet Witch, and she like can control all this different stuff. So she's like made this like false world where they're like living in these like old TV shows that she grew up watching. So they're like but each episode was like a different like, so first one's like I Love Lucy type of setting.
Okay.
And like so
each show is like a different like vibe.
yeah, for the first three, like you're like, what is going on in this show? Like it takes a little bit to get into, but it was really well done. And it's they do like a Brady Bunch thing, like a Malcolm in the Middle, and like so it's like it's fun to see them kind of recreate these different show feels. And but anyway, I won't spoil anything in case you watch it, but it's very entertaining, and but it's not like it's not like over the top like superhero kind of stuff. It's a very different take on that story and stuff. Cool. So but anyway, yeah. Is there a dream duet or collaboration you'd like to see for yourself?
Ooh, there's so many awesome artists.
Yeah.
I would. Oh, that's so hard. Oh, I think I would like to maybe do something again with Kenny Wayne Shepherd because it was just so great that the first time. I would like to work with like somebody like Joe Bonamassa.
Yeah,
that would be cool to work with him. I think those would be my dream collaboration.
Yeah, I got to see Kenny here in St. Louis at the Lumiere Casino and with Robert Cray one evening, and that was really a fun getting to see Kenny and Noah like a couple feet away. Like it was a really good night.
That would be cool.
Yeah, but yeah, for sure. Well, let's make some calls and make that happen. See if we can get Buddy cut a track with you. Well, very cool, Ally. I appreciate you spending some time with me this evening and hanging out. And but I really love the record, and I'm excited to see what happens for you with this one. And just hopefully everybody goes out and buy a copy and grab a vinyl copy, and Ally will sign it for you.
Well, thank you for having me, and I'm so glad you like the album.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've listened to it like twice, 2 times through completely. And
oh wow, thank you.
Just this afternoon, just trying to getting ready for tonight. So I was like, it was a lot of fun. Though I really like. Also, we didn't play it, but there was a track. Played the game. I really enjoy too. Just like I love that. It's one of my favorites.
I played it it's a National Duolin Dobro guitar on that track, and I played the solo on it too on slide. And my dad actually, one of his friends one of his friends' dads or granddads was in a folk band or a bluegrass band, and they found that in his attic.
Oh, wow.
So it's from the 1930s,
Very
and I
cool.
used it on that song, and it sounded so good.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite sounds. That's slide guitar working on, especially like a acoustic like resonator like that and stuff. Like I just love that sound for sure. So sounded really good. But there's a lot of like it's just nice hearing a kind of a stripped down version on that song compared to some of the more rocking ones on the record too. So, but I really like what you did with the record. So. Thank you for sharing all of it with us.
Well, thank you for having me. And I'm so glad you like it.
Yeah. And hopefully I'll catch you on the road. I'm going to try to maybe, Kansas City's not too far from me. I might, make a little drive, get some barbecue and come out and see Ally play. And that'd be a good, weekend for sure.
That would be fun.
Yeah. So, maybe, hopefully I'll catch you soon and maybe, back here in St. Louis before too long. So, but thanks, Ally. You have a good night.
Thank you. You too.